Did you call bank? I called game.
Video was made possible and sponsored by MMOCS. Buy cheap NBA 2K MT at MMOCS.com. Use my promo code PACG and you can get a 5% discount. What's up, Pack Nation? Am I even in the shot? What's up, Pack Nation? It's Pack here, and so you've read the title, so you know what the video is about. So why do I explain it at the start of every video? Because I feel like it. What if every team's best player went missing? Okay, I need you to imagine the Clippers not having Boban, or like the Spurs not having me playing for them. Oh wait, but that's not the point. What if every team lost their best player? Would the Warriors sweep the NBA? Probably. But I want to see what would happen, right? So let's look at the teams real quick just to look at them, and then we'll start going and simulating a season, see the stats, and talk about it, right? That's what I want to do. So for the Philadelphia 76ers, the starting shooting guard is Jimmy Jordan or Jimmy Butler. Ben Simmons, who's better? You could argue for the moment it's Jimmy Butler, but either way, they lost Joel Embiid. You can go to Amir Johnson as starting center, I guess. Maybe Mike Muscala, your pick. The Bucks take a huge hit. They lose Giannis, and now they have Eric Bledsoe, and their best small forward is Chris Middleton. I guess power forward, Ilyasova. They took a big hit. I mean, they might make the playoffs, but maybe not. The Bulls lose Zach LaVine, so they're basically back where they were last season. The Cavaliers, they're already playing without Kevin Love, so whatever. The Celtics, they lose Kyrie. That's a pretty big piece, but they already were in that situation last season, and they still did pretty dang good. They made it to the conference finals. So, I mean, the Clippers without Tobias Harris, again, they've been in this situation before, honestly. Lou Williams balls out anyways. They still probably won't make the playoffs, but still, whatever. Grizzlies without Mike Conley, still have Marc Gasol. Still wouldn't make the playoffs anyways. Hawks without freaking John Collins, which was the beginning of the season for the Hawks anyways. They still have Taurean Prince and Trae Young. Still not good. Heat without Hassan Whiteside. I feel like this team is still, you know, okay. Bam's not bad, so I feel like this team wouldn't like completely be bad, you know. Hornets without Kemba. That's a very bad team. Your best player is Jeremy Lamb. The Jazz without Rudy Gobert. At least you still have Donovan Mitchell, who's pretty dang good. The team would, I feel like, still be okay, actually. The Kings without Darren Fox, Buddy Hield, and Willie Cauley-Stein. Still, this isn't the worst team ever, but they would kind of need Darren Fox. The Knicks without Porzingis, we're already feeling that pain, man. I already feel it. The Lakers without LeBron. Kyle Kuzma's still an 84 overall. Ingram's 81. Lonzo should also be pretty up there. I mean, the team has good pieces. I just don't know if they're gonna, you know, make the playoffs. I mean, look at them right now. They're barely winning any games without LeBron. The Magic without Vucevic. The Mavericks without Luka. This is basically where they were a year ago without DeAndre Jordan. But I mean, I still think this team is pretty decent. So the Nets without D'Angelo Russell. The thing about that is they were playing without Karis LeVert, who is their best player, you could argue sometimes, because he was playing like their best player when he was playing. So it's kind of, they're already in that situation because they already lost Karis LeVert and they had D'Angelo Russell. So they would be the same team, which means they would be even better. That's not bad. Now, with the Nuggets, you lose the biggest reason why this team is so good, Jokic. So I don't expect them to do as good as they were. But they have a lot of healthy players now, like Isaiah Thomas, Will Barton, and their rookie, Michael Porter Jr. Another team that needs their best player, Pacers without Oladipo. It's like, what are they gonna do, you know? Pelicans without Anthony Davis is another team, but they have good pieces still with Julius Randle, Drew Holiday, Mirotic. There's still good pieces here. Pistons with Blake Griffin and no Andre Drummond. The bench is pretty booty. Well, the rest of the team is pretty booty, so that'd be a little hard for him. Raptors without Kawhi. I think Kawhi's missed a couple games with the Raptors, and they still blow out teams. He also got booed last night, so good.
I got game. I can go anywhere.
The Rockets without James Harden are not going to be that good. Chris Paul's good. I don't know what's wrong with this season that he's been weird. Clint Capella is also good, but I don't know if the team's good enough to be as good as they are right now. The Spurs without DeMar DeRozan. This was literally their team last year, and they were doing pretty solid. They made the playoffs. The Suns without Devin Booker is pretty bad. DeAndre Ayton's probably the second best rookie in this draft class. Luka's number one for sure, but Ayton's been doing pretty good. And TJ Warren's never been really bad. The Thunder without Russell Westbrook. Some people who don't know basketball think that this team would be better off, but don't listen to those people at all. The Timberwolves without Cat. Obviously, Derrick Rose would be MVP. I mean, obviously. The Trailblazers without Dame Dollar Bill. I don't know if they would be the same team. I don't know if they could beat, because the Blazers are like the Raptors in the West. They always do good in the regular season, and then they just don't do great in the playoffs. Without Damian Lillard, they're even worse in my opinion, like way worse off. And then the Warriors, the team that's gonna obviously win this entire thing. Steph Curry's still in the 90s, Cousins in the 90s, Klay Thompson's almost in the 90s, Draymond Green. I just want to see how good they're gonna do, right? So we're gonna simulate the season, see how good everyone's gonna do, and see who wins the championship. Let's find out. So to no surprise really to anyone, Steph Curry is MVP of this league with 33 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, not even a block. Crazy field goal percentage. Of course, it's Curry. Who else is gonna match him in this league with missing everyone? Rookie of the year is DeAndre Ayton, of course. Sixth man of the year, Kyle O'Quinn. That's pretty surprising to me. Defensive player of the year, Draymond Green. Woo. And most improved player, Jordan Clarkson with 20 points per game. That's pretty crazy. And Steve Kerr about to hit the yeet. Well, let's advance. First team All-NBA, Steph Curry, Ben Simmons, Paul George, Blake Griffin, and DeMarcus Cousins. Blake Griffin, Paul George, and Ben Simmons cracking the first team. I could see it. Second team is Bradley Beal, CJ McCollum, Aaron Gordon, Julius Randle, and Marcus Gasol. Good for freaking Julius Randle, man. Third team All-NBA, Chris Paul, Chris Dunn injured though. Chris Dunn? Really? LaMarcus Aldridge, Chris Middleton, and DeAndre Ayton. Chris Dunn is probably the biggest surprise. First team all defense, Drew Holiday, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, Robert Covington, Marcus Gasol. I could see all that happening. Al Horford, Marvin Bagley the third. Okay. Paul George, Chris Dunn again, and Ben Simmons. And then rookie teams, well, rookie team wouldn't really be that different from what it is now. So now let's see the conference standings and see who made the playoffs and who didn't. We'll start with the worst team in the Eastern Conference, the Miami Heat. Really, without Hassan Whiteside, they'd be that bad? That kind of surprises me. The Atlanta Hawks are the same team, they're still bad. The New York Knicks were bad, but we already knew that. I feel like they would have done better, but I guess not. Hornets really do bad. I thought they would do worse without Kemba. Pistons don't even make the playoffs, even though Blake Griffin makes first team All-NBA. Cavs do better, actually, which is pretty surprising. The Milwaukee Bucks don't make the playoffs, of course, without Giannis. What are they going to do? The Sixers barely make the playoffs at A seed. I kind of get that, but you have Jimmy Butler and Ben Simmons. It's not the worst team ever. The Raptors aren't as good as they were with Kawhi. The Magic make the playoffs. The Bulls make the playoffs. That's crazy, too. The Pacers are still a pretty good team. The Nets, third seed. The Boston Celtics with the second seed. And that's crazy to think that the Wizards would be the best team in the NBA, well, in the Eastern Conference, without John Wall. So what, you just have Bradley Beal and Otto Porter Jr. and you're in the best team in the NBA? Well, in the East, that's crazy. Of course, the Warriors are almost 70-12. 69-13 for them. That's crazy. The Lakers are the second best team without LeBron James. Really, 2K. I mean, who knows, right? But, oh no. OKC is a third team in the NBA. I see that completely. The Rockets right behind them. Okay. They made the playoffs too, so did the Pelicans. The Spurs make the playoffs. I feel like they would have done a little better, but okay. The Kings make the playoffs without De'Aaron Fox and the Denver Nuggets. That's the complete difference of Jokic. Go from first team in the NBA to 8th team in the West. It's pretty crazy. Jazz barely don't make the playoffs, but they tied with the Denver Nuggets, so they may have made it. Blazers don't make it as I expected. Mavericks are kind of in the same situation they are now. Clippers fall off without Tobias Harris. Timberwolves, we'll see what kind of numbers Derrick Rose is putting up. I bet he did pretty good. Suns without Booker, of course, is bad. Grizzlies without Mike Conley apparently is really bad. So Mike Conley makes a big difference too, apparently. Now let's check some player stats. The leading scorer, as expected, was Steph Curry, 33 points per game, with Bradley Beal right behind. Okay, Bradley Beal putting up some pretty good numbers. CJ McCollum, Blake Griffin, Paul George, Spitta, DeMarcus, of course. Trae Young, 8th. That's pretty crazy. Ben Simmons, 9, and Aaron Gordon, 10. Okay, let's talk about rebounders. Who is the best rebounders in the NBA? Tristan Thompson, 14. DeAndre Jordan, 12. More than DeAndre Jordan, Tristan Thompson at 14. That's crazy. Best playmaker was Chris Paul with 10, and then Lonzo with 9. Lonzo wasn't close to the triple-double and only had 5 rebounds, but still pretty good playmakers. Steals per game, Chris Dunn was the leading defender probably. Miles Turner, 2 blocks a game. He's already doing that. Okay, pretty crazy numbers. Let's see if there's any crazy team leaders. So Ben Simmons averaged more points than Jimmy Butler. Okay. Again, Trae Young getting 23 points per game is pretty crazy. Kuzma for the Lakers was the leading scorer with Brandon Ingram behind them. No one was able to get 20 points per game though. Dennis Smith Jr., the leading scorer on the Mavericks, is also pretty crazy because he's not playing like that right now. And JJ Barea second. That's also crazy. With Harrison Barnes third. That makes no sense. For the Nuggets, think about how important Jokic is. The first best player is Michael Porter Jr., the rookie. And then Isaiah Thomas, who's not playing. Imagine if they had these two playing right now. This team would be insane. Tyreek Evans for the Pacers, also crazy. Jonas Valanciunas, sorry, for the Raptors, also crazy. Derrick Rose is the leading scorer for the Timberwolves, but not the 20 points per game I wanted. He rose, why? And no other real big surprises besides that. Yeah, I mean, it's literally for the Warriors. It was like 3 good players and everyone else's cheeks. So all right, we're gonna find out who wins the championship with the best players missing and see who wins. Let's go. So of course the Rockets and the Warriors make it to the first round. Okay, nothing special there. OKC and the Kings. The Kings beat the Lakers. That's okay, sure. Pacers and Sixers, and then the Nets and the Raptors. The Raptors beat the freaking Boston Celtics somehow. And the Nets, of course, would probably beat the Magic. I can see that. Let's simulate this current round, see who makes it to the conference finals. So it's OKC with Paul George leading them against the stacked Warriors. And the Indiana Pacers versus the Raptors. So Kyle Lowry basically versus Tyreek Evans for the conference finals. I think the Warriors. Oh, actually, Houston beat the Warriors for 1 game. All right, let's see what happens here. So Raptors Warriors of NBA Finals. It might already happen right now, as the league is. So let's see this. Okay. Again, the Warriors cannot sweep the playoffs because they already lost. But can they sweep the NBA Finals? Let's see. Oh, and the Raptors almost beat them. Took them to 7 games, but the Warriors end up winning the championship. Curry finally wins his Finals MVP. And that's what would happen if every single team's best player went missing. That is it for this video, you guys. What surprised you? Leave it in the comments below. And if you like my channel, give it a sub. And I'll see you guys next time.
Did you call bank? I call game.